What up, world? Established Rich coming right back at you. Ladies and gentlemen, today we got to talk about this situation with Dr. Umar Johnson. And I'm going to keep it real with y'all. I seen the videos. I heard the excuses. He out here begging for money, telling his fans his account is frozen, and that he needs their support to feed himself.
Y'all to listen up. I got a very important announcement. This morning, I received a text message from one of my homies. He needed Dr. Umar to send him a couple dollars. I logged into my account just to check my balance because I haven't done so since I left for South Africa back on July 10th. Only to discover that I could not log into my account. So then I called the bank to find out what was going on. And the bank told me to enter my 16-digit card number. I did that. They told me they had no record of my account. The bank that I've been with since I was a teenager told me they had no record of my account. So then I called the bank. And the bank told me that my personal account, as well as the independent Frederick Douglass Marcus Garvey Academy account, have both been frozen. And I was told that there is an investigation into my personal account as well as the school account. I asked them, was this due to suspicion of any fraud on my part? I was told that it was not due to suspicion of any fraud on my part, but I was told that it was due to suspicion of fraudulent activity. I was told that someone has been trying to gain access to my personal account and the FDMG account. Brothers and sisters, if you have sent a donation to FDMG, let's give it until the end of the month to see if this gets cleared up. They have given me no definitive timeline as to when their investigation will conclude. You have sent a check or money order donation to FDMG. Let's wait until August the 1st, Black August, and see if this situation has gotten cleared up. They told me they sent me a letter to this point on July the 10th, the day that I left for South Africa. I was told that the timeline of suspicious activity was June 25th to July the 10th. That's when Medea went public. Everybody knows who Medea is. I believe Medea and Pastor were fraudulently trying to get into my account. And if we find out that's the case, they will be sued and possibly arrested because fraudulent activity on a bank account is a federal offense. In the time Medea went public, and I went for South Africa. So brothers and sisters, if you want to make a donation to FDMG, you must send it to PayPal. Hold off on the checks and money orders until the situation is resolved. PayPal.me/FDMG Academy. If I find out Medea and Pastor C had anything to do with this, I was told that they can be arrested for federal offense. Now, with that being said, brothers and sisters, Dr. Umar has access to no money right now because my personal account contains all of my money. I only send it to Apple Pay and PayPal as necessary. So the Prince of Pan-Africanism, for the first time in my life, is without any digital currency. So for my loyal supporters out there, if you can spare a few dollars so I can take care of Queen Mother Ifa Tunde and myself until my bank account is frozen or canceled so I can get my money back and open up a new account, please hit my Apple Pay or hit my PayPal. Pay using my cell number. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I've only asked you to donate to the FDMG Academy for Boys. I don't have any sons. I have 2 daughters. So the FDMG campaign is a selfless project, mission, and service to provide our boys with the education that they deserve. But right now, I don't have any money because my account was frozen by my bank because someone has been trying to hack. My personal account is also frozen. That means we're going to lapse on our utility bills. We're going to lapse on our internet bill. We're going to lapse on a lot of our bills at FDMG. The bank is not giving me a timeline as to when this situation is going to be resolved. FDMG is coming. We just got to lay down on floors, brothers and sisters. Lay down on floors, and we applying for a certificate of occupancy.
Now, if y'all know the story, he's been collecting money for years, talking about how his school for black boys is going to change the game. And now he's begging for money from his supporters. How did we get here?
Now let me break it down for the people in the back.
Dr. Umar Johnson is a so-called scholar, right? A guy who claims to be educated, who's been speaking for years about the worthiness of black education. A guy who wanted to build a school for black boys, right? So how does a guy who's been talking big talk for years get to a point where he's on his social media platform begging for money to pay his bills. It's hard to swallow because here's the problem. You're a scholar, Dr. Umar. You've been out here for years claiming that you're building a legacy. You've had decades to set up a system that wouldn't leave you in this situation. And yet, here we are. You telling people that your account is frozen, but what does that even mean? How is it possible that someone who claims to be a leader hasn't secured himself to be financially independent? You can't tell me you don't know how to move right after all this time. It don't add up. Now let's talk about this black leader image Dr. Umar is trying to maintain. You can't claim to be a black leader, someone who's out here trying to rescue our kids, and then turn around and ask the community to come up with funds to clean up your mess. That's not leadership. Now, I'm not saying he don't have good intentions. Maybe he does, but this does not set a good example for anybody who is trying to build something real for their community. The people who look up to you, Dr. Umar, you letting them down. You giving them a reason to doubt every single black leader that comes after you. This a bad look. And then you got the social media aspect of it. Let's be honest. How many people do you see that are actually upstanding black leaders out here doing the same thing Dr. Umar doing? I'm talking about big name figures who actually have credibility. They're not going on live streams asking for cash. They out here making moves. They making deals. They building relationships that pay off. And Dr. Umar is going on social media acting emotional, appealing to people's sense of charity, and it looks bad. You don't see anyone else doing it like that. This is not the way to handle things. You are claiming you have a mission, but why not be more professional about it? Take it through the appropriate channels and stop airing your grievances out when no one wants to see a leader struggling and asking for handouts. Now let's get to the school Dr. Umar has been talking about. Dr. Umar has been talking about this school for years, right? He's collected so much money over time, but yet the school still does not exist. So what happened to the funds? Where's the accountability? Where did the money go? Because the last time I checked, you've been collecting for this school for over a decade now. How is it still just an idea? See, that's the problem. That's where the trust starts breaking down. You can't ask for the community's money without showing some progress. And let's be clear, no one's asking you to open a school overnight, but we have seen very little to justify the amount you have collected. When a leader is out here asking for money, we need transparency, not excuses about frozen accounts. So what can we learn from Dr. Umar's situation? It means that if you're going to be a leader, you need to handle your business with dignity and grace. You can't be out here begging for money online, whining about frozen accounts, and then claim to be the savior of the black community. If you're going to be about the business of building a legacy, you need to stop chasing the spotlight and start chasing the real results. Humble yourself, get your house in order, and stop letting your emotions drive your actions. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the impact that you make. And right now, you making a bad impact. But hey, that's just my opinion. What's yours? Like, comment, subscribe, establish rich. I'll be back with another one. Peace.